What would you have us do as these men in skirts who don't want to be men in skirts? We want to be women in femininity. What most people don't realize is that most masculine women are masculine by mandate, not by choice.
With Elle Barner.
I'm a feminine woman, and traditionally I want to
Man can just hop.
I am a progressive.
You are basically, when you get to a certain age, your outlook on people does change a bit. You do start looking in other areas for love than what you would have when you were younger, right?
Oh,
so do you feel like with being more successful that happened as well? Because the dating pool seems to get smaller the more successful we are.
The dating pool is a waiting pool, okay? I don't have the
Hey, why do women do that? Why do women, like, whenever they rhyme their words, it don't even have to be nothing deep, right? Honestly. It don't have to be nothing deep. It don't have to be like a big old hit when they say something. But it could be something very, very basic. And they can say, oh man, the dating pool is a waiting pool. Woo! Hold on. Hold on. You absolutely killed it on that one, sis. Women are so corny together, man. I hate to say it, but they are. Y'all so corny together. Y'all have no kind of originality. Y'all don't have no deepness to y'all. Y'all don't really be hitting on no cylinders like that. Maybe that's why God was like, yo, women shouldn't be preachers. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, maybe that's why God was like, y'all shouldn't be preachers or whatever like that, because y'all do not be that deep. Y'all just be talking. Jesus Christ. Hold on, let me just get this together.
answer. I don't, other than to blame everything on social media. And then the gender wars on blogs every single day is just contributing to the divisiveness between us. You know, it's when you go into the comments, it's such a sad state of affairs. I just leave. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I need a
But then
cocktail.
at what point, though, to that issue, Melyssa, can we engage, right? Because I do think, at least from my experience, anytime I pose a question or a proposition or a theory, it's positioned as a gender war. I know I don't believe in war. I believe in peace. But what I also believe is peace is not the same as silence. So you can't give me a scenario that I find unacceptable and expect me to just comply with it and call it peace. That's not peace. No. That's manipulation. That's something that I can't do. But I think we've got to talk about it, because the reality is, I think Melyssa and I specifically represent a generational gap too, right? Where we come from a generation, being women in our 40s, where gender roles were more concrete.
Okay,
where
right.
men had certain expectations, and let's be clear, women had certain expectations. And if we really want to name the thing that's so controversial, Melyssa and I represent the first generation of women who generally and by and large represent economic power.
That this is the first time in history in which women have found themselves in equal footing with men when it comes to finances and professionally speaking. This is
Cap all day, every day. You can miss me with that nonsense. I don't care how they try to sell it to y'all. I don't care how they keep trying to push this narrative. Y'all are not on equal footing. You don't have the capability, honestly. And of course, you're gonna have some people that slip through the cracks. You're gonna have some people that say some things, or you're gonna have some people that are super successful. You're gonna have the Oprahs or whatever. But you don't have equal footing. You don't. You don't have the capability to be able to work the way that we work. Your bodies is not even built to be able to go through the things that we go through en masse on a large scale. You don't. Honestly, genuinely, 100% do not. I don't know. And I don't know why y'all want to be on equal footing with men. You know what I'm saying? It's like you advocating for something that you don't want, and then you complain about the situation that you find yourself in. Shout out to A.R. Smitty. A.R. Smitty says, is this Eboni K. Williams show supposed to be a satire? I don't know what it is, bro. I know this is wild, bro. This is so stupid. And they sold y'all on this nonsense, which then put y'all in this negative position when you compare yourself to what you got to go through with men. And it's not going to be best for you. It's going to be very, very miserable life. I might play this video that I reviewed earlier that it hasn't even dropped yet. And it's a woman that's basically saying that her experience dating in LA is a negative experience because the men are incredibly successful when it comes to relationships, but it's based off of women that's outside. It's not black women. We'll get to it later, but let me go ahead and see this. Shout out to AR Smitty. I appreciate you, big dog.
There's nothing to
Compare
it to. There's nothing.
It didn't exist.
It didn't exist, and so everybody
We
still
haven't,
has
R
that
Street.
notion
This literally dropped like one day ago. We haven't seen this one.
that everybody's vision of a perfect life is the white picket fence, getting married with the kids. And I was like, no, that was all that was available. I'm sure that there was women in the 20s that were like, I don't want these kids and I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? But what was the option to a woman back then?
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
But now a woman could say to herself, that's not my ideal, life goals.
But the problem with that is that you making that decision after you had a fucking kids. You can't sit there and say, well, that's not my life goals and that's not what I want to do. Yo, I was sitting on a plane on the way back. And I was talking to a lady, and her husband was sitting right next to her, and they were white. As a white couple, and they were a little bit older than me because their daughter was graduating college, right? So I would assume that they was probably maybe 10 years older than me. So they was probably in their 50s, right? In their mid 50s. And it was telling me about how they, daughter's going through college. We wind up living literally right up the street from each other because we was like, oh, where you live at? Oh, where you live at? So we living right up the street from each other. And so we have very similar ways in which we operate. They built their home, all of this stuff, right? And they doing really, really well. And so now that the daughter is out the house, because the daughter is going to Michigan State, and now they was telling me that the daughter was actually going to Nashville to interview for a job or whatever, and they only have one kid. They have one daughter, and their daughter was, spoiled, similar to how I raised my daughter. The sense that I got after having an extended conversation with her, because I sat next to her on a plane there and sat next to her on the way back, because it was a chartered flight. So it wasn't a regular Delta flight. We flew out of a different terminal and all of this stuff, right? The sense that I got was that it was a sense of duty and loyalty. And it's so different seeing older people. And that's one of the reasons why I like going to Biloxi, is because when you jump on these chartered flights, which is paid for, right, from the company and stuff that we went out and seen, when you jump on these chartered flights and you see all of these different people, and overwhelmingly, I'm 42, I would say 98, 99% of the people on the plane are older than me. Most of them are white. It's probably a couple specks of black in there, some Asians in there, all of that, right? And the couples, right? The couples they are together. Like, they don't break up. I'm gonna just be absolutely honest, because this is after hours. Can we really be honest? Can I be real with y'all? She looked like a normal lady that's just older, in her 50s, white woman. And her husband looked like about the same age, except he was fat as fuck, right? He was fat as hell, honestly. Overweight, like big back, just completely let himself go. Like, just no effort at all. But you could tell that he was successful. He had his Rolex on, and they said that their house was paid off and they built it cash and all of this stuff, and they were really, really financially well off. And most of the people that's on the plane with us, they doing really well financially and stuff like that. But she ain't going nowhere. She ain't thinking about leaving that dude. Kid is out the house. They living their best life. They fly where they want to go. They do what they want to do. She ain't thinking about leaving that dude at all. And then you get to see the older people. I mean, I got to see people that was in their 80s, and he helping her with her bags. And, I seen a couple that was probably 90. And you could probably tell that they probably was a stuff back in the day and stuff. And I was talking to people, and they was like, yeah, man, I've been married One lady told me she had been married for 60 years. 60 years. The two women that we talked to that was sitting next to dinner, because we went to an Italian restaurant for dinner, and they were sisters, and her husband had passed away from a car accident, which caused her to move to Upper Michigan, and then she wound up coming down with her sister and taking a trip down here. But my point is that they don't have the same attitudes as the type of women that you see on these platforms having conversations about what relationships are like. They are more closely aligned with me. Like, they look at the internet and a lot of these talking points that these people are talking about, they look at this stuff as entertainment only, and they be cracking up. But their sense of loyalty and duty, man, look, all of these feminists and this new stuff, and it's not just central to black people. White women do it too. Asian women do it too. They leave their families. I don't want to be here in that shit. And then they go and live and suffer and all of that stuff, right? These older people and couples that I get an opportunity to talk to extensively, y'all look at me and y'all be like, damn, Anton, you've been married since you was 22 years old. You about to be married for 20 years in June. Man, we be the young couple. We be on there and be like, I got this joke that I do with older people. And when we all get in the elevator together, and me and Rita get in the elevator, and they all be gushing over Rita, right? Oh my God, look at your outfit. You're so beautiful. They just love Rita. Everybody that runs into Rita loves Rita, right? And then they say to me, you're so lucky to have such a beautiful girl on your side. Then I say, this is my part, right? And I got the same spiel every time. I don't know her. And then they all bust out laughing. And then I'll be sitting there stone faced, and they'll be like, oh, you really don't know her? And I'll be like, no, I just met her. I'm about to take her up to my room. And so that's the joke. And then we all start laughing. And I'll be like, no, I've been married for 20 years. And then they tell me they've been married for 40 years and 60 years and all this stuff, right? So that's the running joke that I use when I jump into the elevator in Biloxi at the Beau Rivage with older people. That's how we get the conversation started, right? I'm a networker. I like to talk to people and all of this stuff, right? But the point that I'm making is that I get to explore and network and have extended conversations over dinner with people, and I get to ask them these questions. And a lot of people think that I only source my knowledge from my own environment, and it's not. I source a lot of the information that I give to you guys that I implement in my own life, in my own business life, and my own finances and my own relationships. I source that knowledge and that information from other people, not just from my own family. So then when people jump on the panel and they say, oh man, Anton think he's so perfect, I'm definitely on the path of perfection because I take information from everybody that is successfully doing it and I apply it to my own life, which then gets better results, and it allows for me to live a more fruitful, fulfilling life. And then I come back and I give it to you guys. Now, a lot of y'all may be bad. A lot of y'all feeling some type of way, so you may be hate watching, or you may be bothered at the information that I'm giving you, but I'm giving you game in real life, in real time. I'm literally trying to help y'all to understand that these conversations that they having where it says hashtag listen to black woman is stupid. Because nobody in real life that is successful when it comes to relationships think like this. Not me, not the people that's married for 30 years, not the people that's married for 40 years successfully, not the people that's married for 60 years successfully. And when they up there and they putting their luggage up there and they all wrinkled, but they used to be a stud back in the day, they have a very similar mentality as I do today. And because a lot of people are so far gone and they so far off the reservation, that's one of the reasons why I kind of spazzed out on the panel last night when I said, listen, look, these conversations are getting annoying for me because y'all need to reset. I need to do a fucking masterclass in real life with people sitting in a room and teach y'all. Maybe I'll have Rita come and teach the women or something. I need to teach y'all how to look at relationships, how to look at networking, how to really find a person and how to be around the people that's going to add the most value into your life. Because the information that I get in real life is way different than the information that y'all getting online, unless y'all following me. Let me play a little bit more of this.
I can take care of myself.
I want to take care of myself. I want to be rich auntie. I want to travel. I want to see the world, and I don't really want to be burdened with, the responsibilities that somebody would say, hey, I love this thing.
Yeah.
We're all, it's your own, personal sense of identity and what makes sense to you. And this is the first time in ever where women have the wide berth to really investigate what their wants, what their needs as an individual and not a monolith is.
Beautiful. And also have choice, right? I think there are women that have intrinsic value in being a wife and in being a mother. And I want to make that was the point of the MRS degree.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yes, that was the point. Is I'm not the threshold for most women that I know. I am an anomaly. I am an outlier, okay? I am someone who has been married earlier in my life. I got divorced very quickly, and I realized for me, being married and being a wife in and of itself has no intrinsic value. So that means I am not willing, nor am I incentivized to give a lot in order to have those capacities.
Right.
But I think that's not common. I think most women, especially Black women, do desire nuclear family. I think they do
Agreed.
desire it. Now, here's where it gets complicated, to your point, Melyssa. What they're not so desirous of it that they are willing to do it under any and all circumstances, as the generation previous to them had to do. So now what you've got is a generation of Black women that say, listen, I would love to not be the breadwinner. I would love to take my money that I make as a nurse, my money that I make as a school principal, my money that I might even make as an attorney, and put it in the kitty, put it towards something. Instead, though, what they're being forced to do, y'all, many of them, because we all know these women, they're being forced to put the family on their back. They're being forced to pay all the bills, do most of the child care, and turn a blind eye to you out here in these streets.
Yeah.
And because
Hello now. Okay.
and a generation ago, women had to ride with it because they did not have the kitty. They didn't have a stream of independent income that allowed them the exit strategy that is available to Black women today.
I literally had to explain to the guys that up until 1976, women could not have their own bank accounts without a man's signature. If it wasn't her husband, it was her father.
Yes.
That is massive. When you think about that and, contextually as to what she was permitted to do, choices that just were not available to her, which is why women are so, they're holding on to their sense of hard-earned independence now. The abilities to make these choices, to go to school, invest all their time into a profession, career, and understand that nuclear family doesn't work out. This is just as good, and that's something that a lot of, I'm going to say, men don't really actually want to hear.
But is it just as good, though? And I think that's where it gets complicated. I think for a lot of women that find themselves at our age, Melyssa, they're asking that existential question. They're saying, at least some of my friends, some of my sorority sisters, they're like, okay, let's look at this. I do have my house, my mortgage. I do make, literally, most of them, over $250,000 a year without batting an eye. Not to say it was easy, but they're doing it every day.
Let me pull something up. I'm just curious. I'm very, very curious. Just want to see something. I see people throw these numbers out there, and I'm like, they just throw these numbers out there without even thinking, right? Let's get to the bottom of this right now. It's a status of women data.org. We're going to explore this, all right? I am very, very curious because I hear these numbers being thrown around all the time. And when I say all the time, I mean all the time. This is status of women in the States, exploring the data specifically to break down exactly what women make based off of race, what women earn based off of race and ethnicity, depending on what state that you're in, all right? So it's in alphabetical order from Alabama all the way down to, I don't know, what's the last one? Wyoming, all right? And then it goes by United States. So let's just go by the United States of women, right? Let's see. Well, we'll start with Alabama. Let's start at the top. White women, on average, is earning $35,000 a year. Hispanic women are earning, and this is in Alabama specifically, all right? So this is not in the United States in total. This is in Alabama. Hispanic women are earning 22. Black women are earning on average $28,000 a year. Asian women, 37,000. This is the highest I've seen. Native American women is not available. Other race or two more races, and then they go into all of that, right? So let me see this. What women earn by race, national trends, and this is the most recent data. That's in Alabama. Now, we know that Alabama is not that prosperous. Let's go down to California. White women in California earning $51,000 a year. Hispanic, $30,000 a year on average. Black women, $43,000 a year. Asian women, $49,000 a year. And then they do have Native American women over in to evaluate that. And that's 39,000. And then all on average, $42,000 a year. That's California. Connecticut is very similar to California. Maryland, 51,000 for white women. Let's talk about black women. We're gonna go by state. 28,000. This is black women, all right? $28,000 a year, 35,000, 28, 43, 36, 39, 37, 48, 30, 32, 36, 32, 28, 31, 28, 25, 46, 39, 34, 32, 25, 31, $27,000 a year. That's in Nebraska. All right, this is black women. Still here. 33, 42, 40, 30, 31, 30, 35, 35, 32, 26. 26. Where is that at? South Carolina. 30,000, 34, 35, 36, 27, 30, and on average, black women specifically make, on average, in the United States of America, right here, $33,000 a year. So, when I hear people say this nonsense, because the median household income, let's pull that up. We're just going to pull stats today. Is $74,000 a year with 13 with the latest U.S. Census Bureau data. According to NerdWallet, the national median household income is $74,000 a year. That's what everybody combined. Woman working, man working. Woman making this amount of money, man making this amount of money. They combine their income together. They're making $74,000 a year, right? According to the most recent U.S. Census Bureau current population survey data for 2022. This is when y'all was getting y'all STEMI checks. So this is not old data, right? And that's a decline from $76,000 a year in 2021. So it actually makes sense when we seeing this. When we see a woman that makes, okay, in California, you're making $30,000, or West Virginia, you're making $30,000, and then your husband is making $45,000, and then y'all combine y'all income, and y'all making $75,000 a year total. That makes sense. So this is telling me that black women on average in the United States of America is making $33,000 a year. Give it here, I'll open it for you. $33,000 a year. Where are all of these crazy numbers that people just keep throwing out there? See, this is why y'all need a man. See that? See how easy I open? She couldn't open nothing. She over there like this. Oh, yeah, give me the other one. You want some pickles? Look at that. That was so easy.
I loosened it.
But you just couldn't open it. Here you go. Anyways, so all I'm saying is when we start to look at the stats and when we start to really deep dive, when I hear people say this, check this out.
my house, my mortgage. I do make literally most of them over $250,000 a year without batting an eye.
Most of them make over $250,000 a year without batting an eye. Where they at though? Where? Where are most of these women, specifically black women, that are making 250 bands a year without batting, without even trying? They not even trying. They just making it. They just going and getting it, running the bag up. What the hell are we talking about, bro? That's not what the data says. That's not what this is. They're not even beating white women. They're not even beating white women. How are we using these stats and juicing up the numbers, acting like this is just going crazy? The statistics is telling me that that's a very, 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 very small, tiny percentage of women in the United States of America, let alone black women. What are we talking about, bro? Honestly, because they are speaking on behalf of black women, and they're saying that these women is getting to it. I keep seeing people, man, every time I see a video, every time I open up a TikTok, I see a chick saying, oh my God, I'm working 3 jobs, I'm $100,000 in debt. I need a man to continue to save me. I just reviewed a video yesterday on the Millionaire Morning Show. The black woman was working 3 jobs and trying to make $65,000 a year so she can pay off her $100,000 student loan. Where are these women that is just killing the game and got all of these options and they just running it up? Most people can't even come up with $1,000. Most people can't come up with $1,000. I walk around with more than that inside of my pocket sometimes. I probably got more than $1,000 on me right now. Let me see. I got some $5, huh? I don't got more than $1,000. Look at all of these fives. See this? Five, 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 fives. I got a bunch of fives. This is my tip money, y'all. All right, maybe I don't. But the point that I'm making is I don't know what the hell these people are talking about and why they keep throwing out these crazy stats. Y'all, when y'all jump on these panels, the next time we on Monday night, and I see a motherfucker telling me, yeah, man, these black women is killing it. They running it up. They making $250,000 a year. Help me to understand who, what, when, where, why, and how. And where are y'all seeing these people getting all of this money from? I don't know them. I'm about to get Quentin up here. Quentin can tell me where they at. I know Quentin know them. Quentin know all of these masculine hoes. Quentin know them. I'm telling you, Quentin be on top of things. Quentin is going to be my voice of reason from now on because they keep throwing these wild stats up. So I just had to pull it up for the sake of conversation just to be able to have a conversation. Because I am confused as hell. Quentin, I'm about to get you up here, big dog. Give me a second. Gotcha. Oh, man, I did that wrong. Shout out to me. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that up here. What up, Quentin?
What up, boss?
Chilling, man. I'm trying to figure out what the hell these women are talking about, bro.
7 kids, save your baby mom. Whoa.
That ain't what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Ebony K. Williams said that black women are making $250,000 a year without batting an eye.
Yeah, I'm not sure where she gets those stats from, but okay.
Without batting an eye. I literally just pulled this junk up for myself because I had to see it for myself. And I'm like, where are they getting these numbers at? How do women keep throwing these crazy stats out here? And I'm not aware of it.
They said 250.
$250,000 a year, bro.
I know one woman in my life that makes that much, and that's Jenna. And that's it. and she's white.
I know. I'm winging it, Rita. You gotta give me some grace, baby. No, it's cool. You said you know one girl that's getting it like that?
Yeah, Jenna, that's it. Yeah, Jenna probably make half a million a year.
What the fuck Jenna do?
Man, she it's kind of funny. She
Don't tell,
worked for a company.
don't tell me, because if it's
Well,
crazy,
no, she worked for a company, and then she quit that company. Whatever she did that for that company, she started her company and did it better and took some of their clients.
oh, that makes sense.
Hmm Like something medical equipment, something or other.
I don't understand how these people. Fine. I
I
don't
don't
understand.
think
I don't understand how these people keep coming up with these crazy stats, and I don't see it, bro. I'm not aware.
I don't. Besides that, that's like a one-off. That's one lady. I guess I don't know. I don't. I'll be hard. I'll be hard pressed to find one any others or
So if
of the.
that's the case, why are they sitting here acting like it's sweet out here and they could just go out here and do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do it? When that's not an accurate representation of what's really happening out here in these streets.
I think this lady is probably skewed because she makes a lot of money. So I think her
What
circle may look a little different than the general. You know what I mean?
Man, she said most. Here, let me play this.
they got their Louis, they got their Louboutin.
Invest all their time into a profession, career, and understand that nuclear family doesn't work out. This is just as good, and that's something that a lot of, I'm going to say, men don't really actually
But is
want
it
to
just
hear.
as good though? And I think that's where it gets complicated. I think for a lot of women that find themselves at our age, Melyssa, they're asking that existential question. They're saying, at least some of my friends, some of my sorority sisters, they're like, okay, let's look at this. I do have my house, my mortgage. I do make literally most of them over $250,000 a year without batting an eye. Not to say it was easy, but they're doing it every day. And they got their Louis, they got their Louboutins, they got their Birkins, and now they're saying, what else? What else? And I think that's a fair proposition too. So the MRS degree conversation was really about that sector of women
Right.
that feel like I chose what my mother and grandmother told me to, because to your point, Melyssa, they didn't have a choice. And I think that's why so many of us were raised this particular way that says, I want you to have the choices I didn't have.
Yep.
And it's amazing because we do. And thank God, that's why there are less women being battered in their homes today than there were a generation
Oh my
ago, right? So
God.
let's be
Here we
clear,
go
the
with this.
advances are important. And also now we're being asked to make a different choice. So if we want it all, we're paying on the front end or the back end, is what my
Yes.
experience shows me.
I don't know what's wrong with these women, bro. Honest to God, bro.
She's delusional. Like I guess she said her experience, but it's not the general.
So women that don't work. Come on, man. What the fuck is we talking about,
She's a
bro?
woman. She's spinning the woman pandering to women because we all know that general that numbers
But they leading these
all women.
hoes to destruction, bro.
You need to have a conversation with this woman.
Man, she would never face me.
You don't think so?
Hell no. Hell no. To see
Yeah.
all of that education and shit and all of that extra I'm smart and I'm a lawyer and stuff, man, that shit go out the window. There's been plenty of people. Bro, I don't know anybody that's ever faced me that can ever stand up next to me.
Yeah.
In all my years in being on the internet and debating and going back and forth, all of these people that are scholars and all of this stuff, they can't stand in front of me when we start talking about this stuff. They can't stand in front of me when we start talking about money. They can't stand in front of me when we talk about relationships. They can't stand in front of me with regard to any of this stuff. So I don't know nobody that can stand in front of me with regard to that. It's no way in the world. Man, it's the reason why Umar Johnson is dodging me. It's a reason why anybody mention my name in this chat, he block them. These are supposed to be some of the most scholarly people that I've ever seen in our entire life. And they have nothing when they face you in real life. Even, I ain't even gonna say no names, bro, but I'm not impressed. I'll leave my chat open every single day for people to be able to call in and say what they want to say. And I don't mute nobody unless they get super disrespectful towards something that ain't got nothing to do with me. And I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. Let me get MIT up here. What up, big dog?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Good evening.
Chilling, chilling. What's the word?
I like this topic. I like this
What's your
topic.
thoughts on it? Give me your thoughts.
Why masculine women can't find a man? Well, masculine. They like to talk about what they can do, what they do. They don't. They just too controlling and too bossy, from my experience. Just
Mm,
a lot of my female coworkers. They make between 80 to six figures up in middle range, and I can sometimes I hear how they talk to their man or husband on the phone, and it's just like damn, like, and they don't even realize they doing it, so it's
how
not
do
like
they
they
talk
doing
to
it.
him on the phone?
Like one example, she was like, I told you to do this, you don't listen, da 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 da. So I'm like, damn, like and she's the breadwinner, you know. She make he make money. He doesn't make more than her, but you can tell like she paid most of the bills, and that's cool. Whatever work for your household, work for your household. But it's a it's the concept of the fact that she make the most money. She feel that she can little boy him, and she
Hmm.
don't even realize she doing it. So when I was like, damn, why you talking to your husband like that? How did I talk to him? It was just natural. She naturally was doing it. I don't think it was out of this disrespect, but it's just a natural thing because they, you know, when women make that type of money, it's like a man making that type of money. It's like
Nah,
an alpha man.
nah. I
See,
don't think so.
you don't think so?
Absolutely not. I don't treat my chick like that.
No, 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 not. All right, you have outliers.
I'm very much
Okay,
in control of what happens, but
okay.
I treat my chick
Uh,
like a princess. But it's partially because that's the type of energy that she warrants. See, here's the thing. You I just reciprocate energy. In real life, I'll just remove myself from a situation that's not like if I see people that's just on some negative type stuff, I'm just gonna be like, we just gonna lead them to the wolves. We just gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to dealing with or treating, it's the energy that she puts out that warrants all of that good energy that comes back to her. You see what I'm saying? So just because I'm the one that generate the resources, my daughter is sitting right there, my wife is sitting right there. My daughter is the one that spent all of the money. How much money you
but
spent? How much money you spent last month? Come on, I'm listening.
Like 12,000, I think it was.
How much you spend?
12,000, I think.
That's my daughter right there talking.
okay,
Yes, let's say
Antoine,
a crazy amount
don't
of.
you think don't you think there's outliers like guys like that make like, let's just say, well over six figures?
Mhm.
You don't think they carry themselves a certain type of way? They demand certain things from women.
Nope. I think that people that have money are nicer.
I
People that
didn't. That
I
doesn't
found
mean they're not nice. That doesn't
no
mean
no
they're
no.
not nice.
I
I
found
said,
that people that make more money are generally in real life they're nicer than people that make less money. They're more helpful. They're more generous. They tend to be a lot more giving. They're more relaxed. They're not as stressed.
it depends on the
I
definition.
found that people that make a lot more, the more money that people make, when you get used to making money, you get nicer in real life.
I can. I can somewhat agree with. I can somewhat agree with that, but I wasn't saying that 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 women are. I mean, men are not nicer. What I was saying is when a man make a certain amount of money, like say you were single. Let's say you were single
Hmm.
and you was out there in the dating market. There's certain expectation because of how much you make. There's certain things you will want from a woman, right or wrong.
Correct. But I mean, your standards don't have
Okay.
nothing to do with how you treat her.
Well, some like I'm finna take it there. So the way she was talking to her husband, like she was little boying him, it's because she made more than him,
Yeah, but
and she
listen,
can
listen
talk.
to what I'm saying.
Go
Listen
ahead.
to what I'm saying. Every guy that I know, and I'm talking about guys that's older. It was so many people that was on a plane with us that was millionaires, and they were married, and they are the nicest people. It don't even matter how much. Like, people are just nice. Like, they so generous, they courteous. Oh man, y'all go in front of us. We like, no, you go in front of us. Everybody want to pay for everybody's food and stuff. They treat everybody nice. They treat their spouses nice. Like, I don't run into people in real life that are super successful that act like they in a Tyler Perry movie. We don't see those type. We don't have people like that in our circle. We just don't, bro. And so everybody, all the angry people that I've seen have other stuff going on in their life, and it's usually tied to their finances. I don't see people that get to a certain level and get used to it for a while and like, I don't see guys treat their chicks horribly that make a lot of money. Even if they single, while the woman is with them, they may have standards of what they're not going to accept. But at the same time, people around them, they all have a good time. They all benefit. Everybody get money.
I,
Everybody gets
I,
treated well.
I can
I
I
don't
can
see
do
guys.
I can agree with.
I don't see guys treating women like pieces of shit that make a lot of money. I don't
Yeah,
see
I
that.
can agree. I can agree with that. But I was just saying at the standpoint, as far as the women's standpoint, when they make more money, they become they. It's a certain
I
type of
could see
arrogance.
that. I agree with
It's a
that.
certain, it's a
But
certain
that's
type of
what I'm saying
arrogance.
is that the part that I'm saying is that's not a manly trait to treat people like shit just because you make more money than them.
Oh no,
Or
no,
to,
no,
That's
no.
a
I
woman's
agree with
trait.
that. Okay,
That's a
yeah, yeah.
woman's
I
trait.
agree with that.
that's what I'm saying. When you
Okay,
say
I agree with
they the man or they act like men, men that make
that.
a
Okay,
lot of resources don't treat their women like shit.
okay, I agree with that.
That's
I
what
agree
I'm
with that.
saying. They're
Okay, I
using
can agree with
they're
that.
using the fact that they may make more money than him, but that's not a masculine trait to treat
Could
people like shit that you make a lot of more money with when you're over them. That is not normal. That is not
do you
normal, bro.
do you think that the women realize that they become a certain way when because people say money change you, but do you think that the women that really make the real money, like 200,000 up, like do you think they realize that they change, or they realize that they carry a certain type of trait that average women don't carry? Do you think they realize that? Because when I
You
asked
talking
my
about
home,
women?
yeah, because it say why masculine women can't find a man. So
I don't
I'm
think
trying
that
to.
those type of women are used to shit.
Okay, okay, all
Honestly,
right.
I think that they use that. Guys that make a lot of money, for example, in my opinion, um, that's what they set out to do. It's almost like that's the expectation, is to be as good as you can possibly be. You know what I'm saying? And but women that make a lot of money, it's almost like they use that as their trump card. It's like they use that as, something that makes them better than everybody else. Whereas guys that make a lot of money, that's almost like, hey, this is what we do. We make a lot of money. And I'm not talking about new money. I'm talking about when you're used to making a lot of money over an extended period of time.
I mean, I get it because I remember the first time I made 50,000,
Mhm.
and I thought I was on top of the world.
Yeah.
You know, changed me a little bit. Instead of getting, for example, the most the regular tires, I would get the most expensive tires. So I get it. Money, yeah, just simple stuff like that. I'm going
You
on
said
simple stuff.
tires. You got them good ones, the
Yeah,
Z
yeah,
rated.
yeah, yeah. So I'm going to like simple, like on a small scale. But when I first made that 50K, I used to walk in the gym with my head up. It changes you a little bit.
I do.
But I knew that as a man, just on a lower level, you know. And when I gradually started making more money, I didn't change from the I changed from the 20,000 to the 50,000. I can see a change in that. But from the 50,000 to the 100,000 and up, I didn't change much.
Yeah, because
But
you probably just got used to
yes,
being
that
at
was
better.
a great, yeah, it was a great
Yeah.
example. Yeah.
Yep.
So money do changes people, and I'm wondering with these masculine women that can't find a man, do they realize that they changed?
I think
It
that
might not
money
be
over a period of time um, makes men nicer and easier. Um, I think that being stressed without no money as a man is the thing that make it difficult for you. And it's not an excuse to be an asshole, but at the same time, I think that that's more the narrative, or that I think that that's probably a lot more accurate than the opposite for women. I don't know, but man, I appreciate you. Let me get some other callers up here, big dog.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a blessed night.
All right, big dog. Jimmy. What up, Jimmy?
Yes, yeah, man. Calling from Jamaica. Love your
What
program,
up,
man.
Jamaica?
Yeah, man. Nice program. I was listening to your in the discussion where the lady was debating about a woman bringing more value to a man's life, and I like the stance you took. If you're a successful man, whether or not a woman is there or not, you're still going to be successful.
Yep,
And I think that when men make more money, they want to find how they can treat their women better.
yep,
When women make more money, maybe they try to find how they can treat their men lesser. If few of them really try to treat men good. I don't know if it's an ego thing or is it in the back of the mind they still believe that the man should make more money than them.
mm,
And I think it's about ego. I think it's more about the ego and not seeing their husband as a person who is the leader. They feel that the money can buy them the leadership position. And I think
yep,
that is part of the challenge with the modern woman. And I think the only way we can get around that as men is to always try to ensure that we are on a purpose.
yep,
And we're not really watching what the woman is earning. And I think a lot of men looking at that instead of focusing on trying to be the best version of themselves.
yep.
Waiting
I
about
want a
that.
voice like this. I'm gonna have to start. The same way that I was able to get myself to talk like Brandon Johnson, I'm gonna have to start talking like I'm from Jamaica, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's gonna make me more unique. Quentin man, what's going on with your camera, man? Like I gotta figure that out. I'm a master at though. I'm a master at the same way that I master some of these politicians.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. So as I say, I like the program, but it's just that the view. I think that the problem is the time we're living in. The corporations have allowed the females to escape a lack of accountability, and that's a part of the problem. They can't say and do anything and get away with it, but men are still being held accountable. In a traditional way, and that sort of make it sort of unfair on our side. So it's
yeah.
difficult for the typical man to survive in these times because
Let
the
me
game
ask you a
is just
question. You in Jamaica, right?
yes.
What are the relationships like as far as how women are with their men in Jamaican? What is it like as far as Jamaican women with Jamaican men?
Well, it's coming out of a church-centric conservative society, but the Western virus has spread, and the
Oh,
younger
the Western
generation,
virus is spreading in Jamaica.
yeah, they still have great relationships, but the younger um women are having a modern woman mindset where they are still valuing the man for the money versus
In
who he
Jamaica,
is. It is becoming a trend. It is not as popular as maybe in the United States, but it's becoming a trend, and it is causing a lot of problems, especially during COVID. COVID was one of the times where a lot of relationships went
mm,
under because during COVID you really prove whether or not it was love or it was just for the money. And as a Caribbean countries are normally coming out of the church system, conservative values, but this liberalism has really, caused a lot of and the feminism thing, especially pushed by the
Wow.
universities, sort of
We
promote a sort
infecting
of
y'all. We infecting y'all culture, bro. We about to take over,
yeah,
mess everything up
in
here.
independent mindset. So you can't go into a relationship with two independent people that don't work. Both persons have worked together, you know.
Dang,
And I don't know how we're going to fix that because church, nobody's listening to the church anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen.
man, that's
Um,
crazy.
the only fix I see right now is for the young men, especially, to make sure that they have a purpose and focus on themselves more than trying to make women be their top priorities. Because women are making their careers their top priorities, so they, as men, have to have a purpose. So that when you become successful, then you might attract the right female
Yeah.
and not just running down fractal all over the place. 'Cause once upon a time, it was the men having a lot of women, but no, that has changed because the money thing, men can't afford to do that anymore. So
Mm.
the women are the ones, with the money, but they decide to keep the money to themselves. They're not spending the money on the man like that.
Hey, I
At least you,
appreciate you, Jimmy. Thank you, my friend.
yeah, man, not a problem, my brother. Take care.
Thanks. Call back on Thursday.
No problem, no problem.
All right, big dog.
Yeah.
Let me play a little bit more of this video.
Additionally, right?
Yeah.
As women, we can decide for ourselves, am I a masculine woman? There's nothing wrong with that. Some women want to be in control and they can have a man that is, taking notes or whatever. That's not that's
Take
holding
notes.
the purse.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Hold my bag. Pull up. I need
can't
you
do
to
that.
go here, do that,
Yeah.
like whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's the house husband,
The beta man.
the beta man. But if I'm the masculine, you're the feminine, and that's what I want, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But if I want to be a feminine woman,
Right.
you need to be in control.
There's so many men that just say that they want a feminine woman, they want a submissive woman, they want a delicate woman, and in order to, have that sense of control.
I don't understand this, Quentin. And the reason that I don't understand it is because Rita has never. Well, let me take Rita out of it. I know women that have never stepped outside of their femininity and got crazy just because they got a job or just because they work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you telling me when you get a job, you got to turn into a nigga?
It's annoying listening to women and like they just all just pander to one another. Like someone needs to tell these motherfuckers they're wrong. Like I don't get
Facts.
it.
Like, I don't.
They,
So you telling me that? Because I've never seen Ebony K. Williams be anything other than sounding like a masculine, aggressive man on any platform, no matter what she was on. Whether she
she
was
was
talking
singing a
to
different tune on
Ayanna
Stephen A.
Van or
Smith
if she
when
was talking to Stephen A. Smith. She was the same on all of these platforms. I don't understand that.
like take your friend pool out of it and women are broke. Generally, I think. I've never dated a woman who made more than me. Like just approaching women and like if it came up, it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't make an insane amount of money, but I've never met it. It's clear when the women that I date, they and where they live and what kind of cars they drive, that they don't make more money than me. It's
I don't
hard.
get it, bro. I don't get it.
And
I don't
then
understand.
all the women that I went to high school with, they don't even work. They live with their rich white husbands.
Mm.
They don't fucking work at all. So
So maybe they
and I
need to not have jobs then if they got to have a bad attitude while they do it.
well, I was listening to it earlier on my way home. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, excuse my tardiness.
You're not late, bro. You don't have a. There's no specific time. We just do what we do over here.
And I was listening to it on the way home from some scallywags, and they were talking about how they make more money than they dudes, and I was like, what? Like I don't know any woman that make more money than a dude. Not a black woman. I know.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend Michael, he works with me. His wife is a nurse, and she make more than him.
Mm.
But And he's like a house husband. Like when the kids need to be picked up, he get the kids. When the
I
kids are
can't do
sick,
it. I can't
when the
do it,
kids
Quentin.
are sick, he got the kids at the house.
I'm not built for that, Quentin. I am not.
But
I'm never built to be a house husband, bro.
he
I
be
don't know
taking
how
off in the
guys
middle
do
of the week going to golf. I'm like, nigga, you don't never work.
I mean, listen, if you able to do it and get away with it, then God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm not knocking it because there's different relationships with different people. I am not built to be a house husband, bro. There's no way you're gonna get me to sit and chill and take care of the children.
But his I guess his dad did that. His mom makes like considerably more money than his dad, so I guess it's just par for the course.
I can't do it, bro. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not built like that. I am
yeah,
not built. I don't care who you are. I am not built to just sit around and chill.
yeah.
I got to be productive, bro. I don't
He
even
don't
feel like you're gonna
chill. He
respect.
don't chill at all.
I don't even think that you're gonna respect me if I'm not productive.
Yeah. Even on my off days, I got to find something to do.
I ain't never doing that, bro. I'm not built like that. Let me see some more of this.
I was just like, I don't know one woman, well, maybe a few, but like the majority of women that I know, they would let you lead if they didn't think you were leading them to hell.
Yeah.
Like, where are we going?
I've been led to
My
hell
safety.
before.
Where are we
Twice.
going? If you don't have a plan and I have a plan, that's a problem.
So
It
that's
is.
what's sad is because that's really what I was asking Dr. Ayan Lavanzan in the original question, right?
Yeah.
The original question went like this.
She can't
y'all,
never concede on this either.
because she had,
What?
sis had done the Breakfast Club, and what she said was, I thought, provocative, and I was interested in it in a good faith way. She said that we have a lot of young ladies out here that are men in skirts,
Wow.
right? That's what she said. She said that are men in skirts because they look pretty on the outside and they got all of this, but deep down they are men. They are leading with their masculinity. And I thought, I will say, I thought I felt seen in that moment because I said, I look as feminine as possible because I am trying to overcompensate. I'll own it. I'll be vulnerable. I am trying to visually overcompensate for what I know is a default masculine posture that I walk through the world with every day. Of course I do. You see my taxes.
Why does it always come back down to money? Why is it that it comes back down to money? So you walk in your masculinity because you pay a lot in taxes. What the hell does that have to do with the price of potatoes in China, bro? I cannot understand that shit. Why is that a thing, bro?
It's the only upper hand that they have on men, or these men that they choose, obviously. But I want. What's the question? They say that these men are leading them nowhere. Like, where's nowhere? Where's this mythical place that these men are leading you to that you don't want to go? Like, are they fumbling the bag, or like what does that look like?
I don't know, bro. I don't know where they trying to go to either. I am just genuinely clueless as to what they talking about. Let me play a little bit more, bro.
No, I mean, but for real, I got a payroll.
Yeah.
And so when you are leading in this way, when you are
got a
providing not
payroll
just for
too.
yourself, but for those around you, your whole community, how are you not masculine in your energy, right?
Yeah.
But to Melyssa's point, most of the women I know, especially the black women, we would love if we didn't have to. What
Quinn, have you honestly, outside of this internet and all of this stuff, even on the internet, have you ever heard me talk to you like dog you out, negative, anything like that whatsoever? At any point? Like Rita has called you and got on you. And even when Rita got on you, she was so nice to you.
Yeah, I almost cried. I was like, "Oh, they so nice." It's touching when people care.
Rita is laughing at you, Quentin. She is literally laughing at you. She is cracking up at you right now. But I don't know where all of this masculine energy come from, bro. I genuinely don't. Let me see.
Me
something.
people
either,
don't
'cause-
realize.
Pink.
What'd you say?
I want to be soft and pink.
Correct.
Yeah.
What most people don't realize is that most masculine women are masculine by mandate, not by choice.
Yes.
We're masculine because we have been made to be. We're
No, you're-
masculine because if I don't go qualify for this mortgage, if I don't put these kids in the best schools, if I don't really make sure that my neighborhood is safe for me and my children to walk down, it won't be safe. And my question to Dr. Von Zant was, Ayanla, what would you have us do as these men in skirts who don't want to be men in skirts? We want to be women in femininity, but we're afraid. Let's just name
Yeah.
it. There's a fear of most Black women today, y'all, that the man that we desire to keep us safe and provided for does not exist. Either he is unwilling or unable, and I'm gonna go back to unwilling.
Yeah.
Willing.
Either unwilling or unable to do so. And what you have is a generation of the first
Oh man, you said it. You hit it on the head. You say it again. Say it out loud.
Beyonce makes a lot of money, and she seems to be really feminine.
yeah.
That is the perfect example. Gosh, you hit it on the head. See how smart you are?
They I think women tend to do this when they push a point. They want to go to the far end of the spectrum, to the lowest of the low men that y'all are dealing with. This ain't general. Like, what you talking about?
Facts.
I hate listening to hoes like this, man. Excuse me.
I do too. Rita said Beyonce ain't like that, and she make more money than all of them on that panel.
I agree. And if you're truly feminine, you don't flip flop.
Facts. Facts.